Welcome to another election digest with me, Giggles McFunk. Joining me this time is old Etonian David Cameron, leader of the Conservative Party.
Thank you, Giggles. Though can I just say that I'd rather have gone to a state school, and I prefer to be called Dave.
Okay then, David is. Are you ashamed to have gone to a good school, Dave?
Not at all, Giggles. I liked Eton. I really want to send my own son there. I'd send my daughter there too if I could, but she'll probably have to settle for Cheltenham.
Then why did you say you'd rather have gone to a state school?
Well, I think my biggest issue is that people think I'm too posh. In fact, my political advisors want me to send my kids to some pathetic state primary. Apparently the peasants can better identify with someone who spurns the patrician way of life. So if I say that I would rather have gone to a leaky polytechnic in Bradford, maybe I can attract more votes from amidst the proletariat.
I really don't think that's going to work. You are the poshest man in politics.
I don't think that going to Eton makes me the poshest. I know plenty of people in the House of Lords who are much posher than me. Most of my donors, for example. Lord Ashcroft thinks I'm a bit working class.
Well, compared to the other leaders, your privileged background does seem to stand out.
I can't help it if our current Prime Minister didn't even go to a public school. If you want to go for a poorly educated Pict, whose family probably don't even have a hereditary peerage in their whole lineage, someone who didn't even go to a proper university, that's fine. And Nick Clegg went to Winchester, you know. Had either of us been any good at sports, I'd probably have beaten him in rugby or something.
But Clegg doesn't come across as being posh at all.
It's probably because he only went to Cambridge. And because he's only descended from Russian and Spanish nobility. Both my wife and I are related to the Queen, you know. But I'm not here to talk about him.
Aren't you worried about the surge in Lib Dem popularity? Compared to Clegg, you looked like a first-year debater at an all-girls comprehensive school. People are saying he's the next Barack Obama.
That's definitely not true. Barack Obama is black, and Nick isn't. I know because I went to Portsmouth and met a black guy. He told me that he was ashamed about immigration, so it's okay to say that.
I think that people meant he's rising meteorically from relative obscurity to sweep all before him. He's promising a lot of change.
Look, he can say what he likes. He's not black and that means he isn't like Barack Obama.
Perhaps we should talk about your policies. The pundits are criticizing your manifesto for a lack of substance and accusing you of hiding the extent of cuts you are going to make if you become the next PM.
Look, Giggles. Everyone knows that we're going to make cuts. I don't need to say that. Most people won't like it if I tell them that there are going to be a lot of jobs lost in the public sector. But everyone knows that is what has to happen, so I don't even need to say it. I can concentrate on waffly sentiments instead.
Do you think your chances of victory were hurt by the expenses scandal?
We, all the MPs, are guilty in this and all the parties are suffering. But I'm the only leader who has actually said sorry whilst looking into a camera on a national debate. And I think that's going to help a lot.
Don't you think that the electorate are sick of hearing empty apologies and false promises? If anything, don't they want to hear exactly what you would do to rescue our nation from its current situation?
Look, it's not that easy. We don't know exactly what we're doing here. In the 1980s it was easy. There were loads of miners we could screw over. And they were never going to vote Conservative, so we could do whatever we liked to them and still win the elections.
That's surprisingly candid.
Obviously now we have to make enormous cuts in the public sector. There will be redundancies. There will probably be strikes too. But the real problem is that a lot of civil servants are Conservative voters, and we don't want to upset them before the election. So we can't talk about what we're going to actually do. Instead we're just trying to seem less like toffs.
And is that your whole campaign plan?
Well, basically yes. That's why I'm wearing this ridiculously casual outfit. And why I make everyone call me Dave. I hate being called Dave. It makes me sound like a plumber.
So other than trying to look like a working class man, And failing spectacularly, I might add. What else is in the Cameron battle plan?
It's simple. We are focusing on things that mostly affect the poor, like national insurance, and trying not to confuse them with lots of numbers and theory-rich statements. So we made a manifesto with a title which made it sound like we actually care about what people think and want them involved in politics.
So your invitation to join the government is a sham?
Come on, Giggles. No one wants a load of poorly educated working class people talking about how they think the country should be run. If you ask me, they shouldn't even be allowed to vote.
Look, I don't want Gordon Brown back for another 5 years, so I'm going to stop you there. Would you like to make a closing statement?
Thank you, Giggles. This is a two-horse race. If you want a government with integrity, a government which is sorry for all the duck houses on the moats, and a government who will make sure that we cut anything and everything to reduce the largest deficit in Europe, you should vote Conservative. But don't think about our policies on May the 6th. Think about how much you don't like Gordon Brown. And then think about how much Nick Clegg likes immigrants and European people. I mean, he likes Europe so much that his wife is Spanish, and his sons are called things like Miguel.
That's all we have time for. Next time we've got the PM in the hot seat. Good night.